Maria is asking how to overcome the insecurity towards self and the low self-esteem and to really believe that I'm great.
You know, this is a consequence of love. Because it doesn't matter how great you are externally. Because if you don't feel great internally, all the time, when you're by yourself, when you look in the mirror, if you don't feel good with yourself all the time, it's because you're looking externally. And what people don't realize is the outside is a mirror. If I feel good with myself, the mirror reflects that. If I feel insecure, the mirror reflects that. So it's always an internal journey. If my self-worth depends on what I do or what I achieve, it's fragile, fragile, fragile. And the only way to heal or to live in abundance or joy is internally change. You know, the energy of love consciousness is a force. It's the force of creation. It's the force of God. God is creation. There is only God. You are that. You have to find this internally. Take responsibility. And then everything changes externally. And how does great look? Great doesn't even know it's great. It just is. It's not humble. It's not proud. It's just complete. In the moment, anchored in peace, surrendering, flowing, without worries, without attachment, without fear, compassionate, seeing itself everywhere, giving. This is great. And great doesn't know it's great. It doesn't need a prize because life is a prize. This is the beauty of consciousness. It's the only thing important.
Danielle is asking, why the sensation of lack? Even if there is the money is not enough in these moments and there is only debts, how can I heal the permanent lack sensation I have deep inside?
Well, that's fear, no? It's always worrying about the future. Because the truth is, you've always had exactly what you need. That's why you're here. And you have to start seeing that. In your head, you don't have what you need. And we've all gone through moments of debt. And I'm sure we're about to go through many more. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel inside. This is what's important. Stop worrying about the future and focus on enhancing your consciousness. Because when you have consciousness, you have trust. You have the capacity to flow, no matter what happens. And look what happens in the world. You never know what's going to happen. So, what can you do? There's nothing external that you can do. All you can do is enhance your house. And your house is in your heart. And this is not some hippie idea. It's a fact. And you can see it now. There could be a cyclone. There could be a virus. There could be anything. You adapt. You adjust. And if you do it from a place of power, you can enjoy every moment. Every moment. If you stop worrying. So enhance your internal abundance, because it's the only thing that's important. Your internal abundance. And everything else will fall into place. If you focus on the highest point, everything else falls into place. Try it. Just try. Give a thought. Maybe she's telling me the truth. Because really, I know I look young. You know, I'm probably like 35 or something like that. But I'm actually much older. Oh, and my birthday's on the 1st of May. Chocolate's okay. You know? And I've been through everything. But everything. And I'm telling you, once you've got this fixed, you are free. Free. Watch Animal Planet. Stop watching the news and get in the present moment. Because there isn't any chaos. Chaos is in your head. Where's the chaos? You're sitting in your house. The chaos is on the television. Stop watching it. Start trusting. Start surrendering. Stop worrying. Because the chaos is here. They might have a cure tomorrow. You don't know. Everyone might die. You don't know. So enjoy this moment. Get rid of the chaos. And trust. And enjoy. Enjoy all the things you have in your house. Because I'm sure you have things that you love. Talk to the people you love. Inspire them not to be worried. Talk about consciousness to everyone. And if they don't want to listen to you, they can hang up. They don't have to listen. But do it for you. Give consciousness. Talk about consciousness. Trust. Be that which you wish to perceive. And do it now. You know, heal your relationships. And stop talking about chaos. Because there's no chaos. Things are exactly as they're meant to be. Exactly how they're meant to be.
Teresa is asking, when you're in consciousness, does the pain and the suffering end?
Emotionally? Sure. If you let go of everything, we stop suffering. Of course. We suffer because we want to change things. We suffer because we have ideas and attachments. We're not surrendered to life. This is why we suffer. And we have a list of things. If you loved me, you do this, this and this. If I was successful, I'd look like this, this and this. If I had more opportunity, I would have been like this, this and this. If I hadn't wasted half my life, if I hadn't had children, if I had had children, you know, there's a billion recordings in our head that stop us from being happy. It's like the news. Change the channel and be here. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. In fact, it's more silent than ever. Oh, there's no traffic. Oh, there's birds in the trees. Open the window. Oh my God, there's no pollution. Oh, I can see the tops of the mountains. Start to appreciate this moment. Really. Use it. Stop resisting.
Paz is asking how to embrace the lack of order externally, because I have a lot of resistance with my mother, that she's a big challenge in that aspect.
Just surrender to your mother. You know, you have to learn to love your mother. Just give to her, surrender to her, and don't allow everything to affect you. Your mother won't change. So just love her. You change. It's all we can do, is change ourselves. You know, once you get to the point that you can surrender from joy to your most conflictive relationships and complicated, you're in heaven. Once you can do that, you're in heaven. So give to your mother. Don't try to change her.
Lujan is asking, how can I use my exigence to be the best I can be without being violent, and do it from a loving place with myself?
Well, you know, my exigencia got me enlightened because I was obsessed. And I don't know if that was good or bad, but it was a one-pointed focus. So if you have that mind that you're obsessive, use it. But use it to find love. That's the only answer. Use it to focus. Use it to choose facets. That obsession you can transform into excellence. Is excellence exigencia? No. But as this expands, the exigencia will start to dissolve. Because in reality, it's a way of suffering. So on some levels, it gives you a great focus. That's a good thing. Now you have to let it dilute in the love that you'll create because of your focus. Because one of the big aspects of unconditional love of self is appreciation. And when you're exigente, you don't live in appreciation. You're always expecting it to be better. And see that. I suffer, nothing's ever good enough. I suffer because of something illusionary. Because if you're here, everything's perfect, no?
How to forget a love that was not back to me in the same way, and I will have to continue seeing him in a group of friends.
Oh my God. Can we have anything more basic? Really? You got to stop. It's a drama. If it doesn't correspond, whatever that means, I guess that means he doesn't want you. Okay, well, hello. What do you want him for? Por favor. Please. Focus on you and see why you want what you can't have. I know why. Because you can't commit. In fact, all your life, you've wanted what you can't have. Because you don't think you deserve anything else. So you need to focus inwards. Every time you see him, who you can't see anymore anyway, you can't see him at all, because he's not in your house. Focus on you. Focus on you. Use him, the thought of him, as a trigger for a facet. I think of him, I laugh, I put a facet. You know, I used to have romantic obsessions. And that's the reason I'm enlightened. Because I couldn't allow other people to control my happiness. How they thought, if they love me, if they're going to abandon me. All of these things took me into suffering. And then I realized, I have to love me. I have to wake up. I have to stop begging for love and give all of that love to me and appreciate myself and see my value. And this is the point you're in. That's why I roll my eyes, no? Because there, by the grace of God, go I. I understand it. I really do.
Isha, Erika is asking, when you talk about the first portal for the new ones and the fourth portal for the old, what are you talking about? What are the portals? Obviously, I'm new, no?
The portals, there's 5 portals. And they're designed to elevate consciousness. The first portal is the most important. That's the one we teach to everyone. And it's like sticks of dynamite, no? You know, boom, boom, boom. And it's breaking all the fundamental stresses, the root stresses. And it's starting to pull all of that rubbish out. Then we have more portals that are a little bit more refined. They're going to specific points, energetically, emotionally. They're provoking more stress movement and expanding more peace. This is why I have the different portals. But the most important one in this moment is the first portal, because it's complete within itself. And as you progress in the system, you can start to incorporate more. But more doesn't mean better. It doesn't mean better. It's just more change. In this moment, what you have is absolutely perfect. You know, in a month or so, you could watch Sobre the Nubes and incorporate some more of the facets. But in this moment, or if you did another mega and you're unifying a lot, you can incorporate another portal. Yeah, but don't worry. You're not missing out on anything. And that's always the fear, no? What am I missing out on?
Maria Paz is asking how to let go of resentment, obviously, with my ex.
You know, why do I have resentment with my ex? Because I had an expectation. But it was your expectation. It wasn't his expectation. It was yours. And you're demanding that from him. When he didn't fulfill your expectations, you got resented. And you have to stop. You can't make anyone love you. You can't make anyone do what you want. They are not obliged. It's their choice. And if people do things because they're obliged, is that love? No. Love's like this. Love gives, love supports. If you're demanding something and that person can't give you that, you have the problem. And you have to see this. We're so trained to be victims. You know, if you love me, you do this, 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 this. And when you complete that, don't worry, I've got another list. And the list's eternal. And love's not like that. Happiness isn't like that. Life isn't like that. You have to give. So resentment, what does it achieve? Well, it fills your head. It causes separation. It stops you opening to receive something new. Does it serve you? No. And the reason he's called X is because he's X. Let him go and open for the new. Forget it and see how you enjoy it, no? You're still talking about him. You know, I know women that talk about their husbands that left them 20 years ago. And is that not insane? Who cares? How does that serve you? You know, you're taking this till death us do part literally. Because you keep thinking about them instead of enjoying your life. And see that. It's like poison. Resentment. I hate my ex. Let it go.
Maria is asking how to apply the Isha system to a child with autistic child, and if you think this will work.
You know, if the child can think the facet, it will help. But I don't know the situation. You know, you have to assess that. But the most important thing is you wanting to change. And you need to just surrender to the situation. Because there's nothing wrong. It's just not, it's something specific. It's a different experience. He's having a different experience, or she's having a different experience. So if you can teach the facet, they can use the facet. It can give them a place of security because they're always looking to feel safe. Because there's a place where they don't feel safe. But I don't know the situation. I don't know the extreme. And if it's possible. But if you can think the facet, it's great. You know, autistic kids are very intuitive and often highly intelligent. So you need to assess the situation. But if it's to give him calm, do it with him. Repeat the facet. Don't insist anything. You enter into that energy. And that energy will nurture him. You know, many autistic children, we get to ride horses. Because why? Because the horses make them feel safe. So what does a horse have that's specific? It's calm. It's intuitive. It's anchored in consciousness. And children with problems can feel that power. They can feel that security. And you can generate that just through unifying with him or her. Yes? And if they copy, they copy. If not, no.
Gustavo is asking, if we are already light beings, why are we looking for enlightenment and we don't enjoy just to be humans?
Because when you find enlightenment, you do enjoy being human. And it's not about enlightenment. It's about the capacity to be in the moment. It's the capacity to live in peace and joy. It's not about the goal of enlightenment. And to embrace your humanity. But we don't. We live in judgment all the time. We live in judgment all the time. So as we expand consciousness, it doesn't come from the head. It comes from the heart. In perpetual consciousness, we're enjoying the moment. We're trusting in life. We're flowing because we're in the moment. But without consciousness, is this possible? It's just a theory. It has to be an experience. You know, I can read a book and say, well, Isha says there's nothing to achieve, there's nowhere to go, just live in love and give. And can everyone do that now? I hope so, but I duda. Why? Because we're full of stress, we're full of ideas, we're full of fears. We have to become the love. When we become the love, then we can be that. But we have to have the experience so we can sit in our hearts. We have to remove the stress so we can vibrate in that frequency. So yes, you don't have to be enlightened to live in joy, in peace.
Can you talk about the function of the third eye?
You know, every energetic portal needs to open. And when this one opens, you realize that everything's one. But that's a consequence of this one opening. And then everything opens. And then you start to experience this unity and this love in everything. So every chakra will open. And that's what the facets are designed for. So we experience this. Yes, your body's there. But energetically, you're experiencing yourself within everything. Yourself within everything. Because that's the truth. You are everything. You are that vibration. You are the totality. Everything's that. I'm not talking about the I, the big I. Yo soy así. I'm talking about the I of unity, of oneness. So all of these have to open. And they're opening. And you'll have moments when they open. You go, oh, that's what it is. And then they'll close. But at some point, they'll stay open. And your system will be able to sustain that energy. And that's what you're looking for. But not with urgency. Just in each moment, expanding consciousness, enjoying more love, more freedom, more security, more peace. And people think peace is boring. Do you think we're bored? No, that's when the fun starts. When the fear leaves. That's when the fun starts. Free to be me.
Javier is asking about the secrets. Is possible to continue growing and evolve, keeping secrets that will be better not to hurt people?
Well, you know, it depends. If the secret's hurting you, no. Obviously you have to speak your truth so you can let go of your resentment And you can heal the relationships. You know, if you're hiding something because you're afraid other people will be hurt, but you're suffering yourself, you have to expand, let that go. You have to let it go. And you have to speak the truth. So you can. There's pavo reals on the roof. And they're not mine. Oh, the neighbours have moved here. Yay! Maybe they're bringing the Easter eggs. Okay, yeah.
Physically, I consider myself a normal woman, but I'm extremely criticizing myself in that sense and comparing myself constantly. How to stop doing that? Físicamente me considero una mujer normal, pero estoy constantemente autocriticándome en ese sentido y comparándome con otras mujeres. ¿Cómo puedo dejar de hacer eso?
Well, that's a typical woman, no? Nothing's ever good enough. Ever. So stop. We have these illusions in our heads because we think how we look is what's going to bring us love. If I look a certain way, I will be loved. But if I don't, I won't be loved. And that's why it's so important to love yourself exactly as you are. Because believe me, it doesn't matter how beautiful we are, we're never good enough if we don't love ourselves. And this is what we have to change. When you start to love yourself unconditionally, you start to appreciate yourself. You're not always looking through the eyes of criticism, but looking through the eyes of love. Because otherwise, it's just a place of suffering. So see this attachment. See it. And change it. Don't suffer. It's not worth it.
Julieta is saying, since several years ago I'm starting to be a lawyer and I'm only 3 exams away to finish it. Seems something so close, but I perceive it as something very far away. How, because I feel stuck right now at the end. What can you tell me about?
Just finish. Stop the drama. Finish the thing. And then it's done. Or else it's going to be your regret. Oh, if only I'd finished. If only I'd finished. And see how this passivity takes you into a place of suffering. I've been trying to do it for years. So just do it. Stop making excuses and finish. Do it for you. Even if you don't become a lawyer, at least finish it. And then you have the option. Because to live in regret doesn't serve. It doesn't serve. And this is a part of loving yourself. So focus and finish. And that's it. It's finished. And see how you're sabotaging yourself.